Hello everybody and welcome to 5678 where we talk about all things dance and theatre in Liverpool. We have an amazing guest today and I have been literally pestering you.
You haven't.
I've pestered him to come down and speak. It is the one and only Darren Suarez.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm not bad, not too bad.
Okay, so we've had a really nice juicy conversation before we got online, just to kind of ease into it and stuff like that. But tell everybody who's listening or will be listening who you are, because even though you're infamous for House of Suarez, there is a long bit of juicy meat behind you.
Yeah, I was, to go back to the beginning, I was born in London, raised in Liverpool from the age of 7 or 8. Became a sort of, should we say, dancer or artist, or no, just a dancer, back in the late 80s in the gay scene, where I got introduced to Vogue. Which
you look good though, 80s.
I know, which blew my mind completely. And then went on to have a commercial career, an okay, decent commercial career. Then I wanted to go and get trained. So I went to Northern Contemporary and trained there. Came back with that skill set to Liverpool. Worked nationally with some amazing people and amazing companies. And then...
Any examples?
BBC Philharmonic Orchestra.
Amazing.
I was with them for 2 years where I was a soloist for them for the orchestra. And I became their choreographer for BBC Africa, which was a huge gig in Manchester, which was mind-blowing.
So that was in Manchester or in Africa?
No, it was in Manchester.
Oh, amazing.
So BBC Philharmonic Orchestra is based in Manchester.
Okay.
And what they did is they were hosting BBC Africa, and we were able to work with loads of visual artists. Obviously, we were working with an African choir, African orchestra, the BBC Philharmonic Orchestra. We were working with sculptors, visual artists, and we all brought it to life. And we've done a lot of work with a lot of schools around the region and Cheshire. It was great. It was mind-blowing.
Wow. Is there a standout moment with that?
Yeah, I think for me, it was when I got asked to be a performer. And it was for a visual artist that created a piece of artwork called Chartres. And it was held at the Anglican Cathedral. And MDI called me back in the day, and they turned around to me and said, Darren, BBC Philharmonic Orchestra want a male performer, and we've given them your details. So they got in touch. The guy, Martin Maris, who was their managing director or whatever, said, you're going to come in, you're going to be in the theatre, in the cathedral, you're going to be on a plinth. It'll be the full orchestra.
Yeah.
And all the audience. And then it was to tell the story about these cathedrals in Paris, and what the music that was composed was to reflect the glass of each piece of artwork. But what they wanted to do was have like a 3-dimensional view on it. So they basically had 2 live performances. And obviously I was one of the males. So I was like a faun that came to life as a statue. And then I had this contemporary solo.
Not dramatic at all, is
No. But you know what? It was also one of the scariest things as well, because obviously there was rehearsals prior to this, and there's nothing more scary than actually being in a space where you've got the entire orchestra going, right, your cue is now, and then you mess up, and then the entire orchestra has to stop and start again.
Oh,
so there was a lot of pressure there.
Yeah. And did you actually mess up at all, or was you like...
Do you know what? I messed up twice. Yeah. But I was like, wired. I was like, okay. But it was, I mean, they were really kind and they were really sweet. And it was one of those moments that I'll never forget. I loved it.
Have you got pictures of this?
Probably not.
Oh, I probably could have inserted it.
Probably on their website or something. But
Darren Suarez dressed as a little faun. That's another story.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about growing, born in London and then moving to Liverpool. Dare I say the 1980s and 1990s. So what was it like being here in terms of a male gay dancer, really? What was it? I know what it was like, but what was your impression? Because you are of culture as well, so you are of colour, so you've got dual heritage. So what was it like for you?
For me, I didn't stick around in Liverpool long enough to find out. I used to come back to Liverpool quite a lot. I still lived here, but a lot of my growing as a dancer and probably being mixed culture as well was under the belt of a guy called Danny Price, who was a mixed race choreographer who was very, very well renowned. And he took me under his wing. And so I was always with mixed culture, so it became very norm to me. And then I started going to Birmingham, and obviously that was very multicultural back in the day.
It still is, isn't it?
Yeah. But when coming back to Liverpool, again, I wasn't doing that much work in the city.
What about training? Where did you? Because obviously we met a little bit in the college, but what about your training? How did before going over to Northern Contemporary?
Okay, so I didn't do any training before that. I was
self-taught.
So I was under Danny. He trained me with my commercial. Well, back then it was street dance,
street jazz.
Yeah, but also he would then give me some technical stuff to think about. And there was one point where he was like, "Right, okay, you need to get some formal training." So I went to the Arts College.
Yeah, Melt Street.
Yeah. So I went to the Arts College, and
because it was one of the places to go in Liverpool.
I think it was the only place, because it was in. Was it something bank, Green Bank? And then it moved there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it used to be over the other side. So I went there. I was only there for like 4 months.
Okay.
Because a friend of mine, Lindsay Inglesby.
Yes.
Yeah, back in the day. So
she runs Rare, doesn't she?
She runs Rare now.
Yeah.
But she was at the college. So she was doing the tour while I was auditioning. And she watched me in the class and she went, "You should be auditioning for Lipper." And I was like, "Really?" She was like, yeah. So anyway, I was there for 3 months, got 3 or 4 months, auditioned for Lipper, got the last audition at Lipper. There was only 3 of us in the audition. Done a good job, well, apparently, and then they offered me a place there and then.
Wow.
Yeah, they turned around and said, would you take the place if we offered it to you now? And it was Evelyn Jameson, who was head of dance back then.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, jumped at it. But what happened was I went to Lipper. I was there for 3 months.
You was only there? I thought you did the full 3 years.
No, I went to Northern Contemporary and trained there for my full degree.
So why the swap over?
Okay, so...
Is there tea? Are we allowed to spill tea?
No, it's fine. Okay. It's fine. It's completely... it's transparent. It's literally... So Lipper's program back then, and obviously I teach at Lipper now, and it's one of the best places I've taught in around the country, but... Lipper back then was still a new mind to what the dance course should be, and it was very either community, not very much striving for the professional status of what that training should look like.
Right.
And as I said, if I was more self-taught. I was under a guy who was a freelancer in Manchester. I needed training every single day. I wanted 6 hours a day, and we were getting 6 classes a week. So with that, for me, I needed that retainment. And bearing in mind, I was 26 when I decided to do any training whatsoever. So it was 26 when I first learned what first position was.
No, come off it.
Honestly, I didn't do any training.
So everything was self-taught and just kind of feeling the way and watching.
Yeah,
and
also being quite successful with doing lots of cheesy music videos and getting really good paid work in London agencies.
Have you got a cheesy video in mind before we carry on?
There's a few, but you're not getting told where them links are.
Oh, come on.
There's no way. Let's put it one way. It was on MTV, there was one show 2 years ago on Christmas, and it was the best cheese of like the 90s, early 90s, and it was like, it was hysterical.
You were in it?
Yeah.
And did anybody know? You just saw yourself and was like, change?
No, I was getting messages going, "Darren, you need, I've just seen you on MTV," and I'm like, ugh.
Was it back in the day with like Richard Blackwood and like MTV Select and all that stuff?
I think it was just a little bit before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
I know.
You've seen some time, haven't you?
I'm ancient, you know what I mean? I sleep in vinegar and everything.
You've seen some time. Right, anyway, go back.
Okay, so I was like, I was struggling with the training because I needed that intense training. So it's not, it wasn't anything to do with Lipper. It was just where my mind and my body was at that point. So then I auditioned to get into Northern Contemporary, which I got in. And it was really a love and hate relationship, because I started to realize, even though I was getting this work and I was a half decent dancer, there was so much more I didn't know. So I went through my first year in technique, then my second year, and then by the time I got to third year, I started to make sense of what my body was doing, and I started looking at it as a tool of what I could sort of create. So I graduated when I was 30.
Wow.
So if I went there when I was 27, it was a 3-year program.
Mm-hmm.
Then moved back to Liverpool, got heavily involved with Leap Festival with Karen Gallagher.
Yeah.
That's when I sort of got the job with, who else? I was working with Bishaka as well.
No.
Chatarangan, which was a South Asian contemporary company.
Wow.
So I was there, one of them dancers while I was, just before I graduated from Northern Contemporary. Then I got the Philharmonic. And then after that, I started getting back into my commercial work. So I was doing like Top of the Pops and CD UK.
Mm-hmm. I remember it.
And then I'd have to look up my CV and my resume just to go, oh yeah, we did this and did this. I can't remember. It's, you know, when you're there and you're like, but in 2006, because I was older and I was looking at all the companies. You've got Phoenix, you've got Akram Khan back in the day. You know, I mean, you've got all these amazing companies. And I was like, do I want to dance with them? Or is that, do I really want to break my body working for a company for minimum wage? And do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I started looking at my sort of lifeline about how I fell in love with dance. And it was Vogue, and that changed my life. It enabled me to be free. It enabled me to have a mind of a gay man and to be proud of it. It enabled me to be part of a community that I felt I was part of.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Whether it was bitchy, whether it was friendly or whatever, there was a community there and it made sense to me.
And this community obviously wasn't in Liverpool.
Yeah.
It was in London, right?
No, this was in Liverpool. So
right, okay.
Yeah, so Vogue came to Liverpool in 1989 and it did come from London. But that was from Ibiza with the Americans doing Vogue in Ibiza. The English people were over there. Vogue was happening quite rapidly. It hit London scene. Dee Murphy, Paul Lovell, who were like the originals, were living in London. They brought that Vogue to Liverpool. I became friends with them. The rest is history.
Didn't know that, and I think the listeners wouldn't know that.
No.
I think the perception is that you've kind of cultivated and nurtured it and brought that sort of style and culture to Liverpool, and now it's one of the biggest things in Liverpool. Everybody knows of Liverpool, of having a strong Vogue house and culture. Yeah.
I think I'll digress a bit more. So we obviously, what I decided to do in 2005 was to go, well, what do I actually want to do? And I was sort of probing the idea of choreography and creating work. And also I still had stories to tell about my past. And in 2005, I was walking down Bow Street and I bumped into Gary Everett, who was the artistic director of Homotopia back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I asked if would Homotopia be interested in supporting us with a little pot of money for me to create an idea. And that idea was to fuse Vogue, which is my original style, with contemporary and ballet through a storytelling kind of vibe. He jumped at the idea. I got £1,200.
Well, back then though, that was still quite a lot. It's still a lot of money now for a new artist, or even I'd be happy with £1,200 to create a piece.
So I went to MDI, got free space for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
split the money 3 ways for 3 dancers. Mm-hmm. I got involved and I just explored the idea of contemporary dance, voguing, and a soundtrack, what kind of music was going on and stuff. And I took it right back to Malcolm McLaren, the House of Blue Danube, and the whole Vogue scene back in the early 80s. But then I created a show called Liverpool is Burning. So it became part of Queer Core, which was part of the Homotopia arm for young and up and coming artists. Mm-hmm. We had it in the Unity Theatre, and we didn't really think it was going to take off. It's 100 seater, and I was expecting about 30 people. We had 180 people turn up. Nice. So we had to turn people away. But you know what it's like when you turn people away and you create hype. Homotopia seen this opportunity. They supported us even more for the following year. And then the year after that, we were able to apply for Arts Council funding. But Liverpool is Burning is what I called it. And it was based on the story
Paris
of
is Burning.
Paris is Burning.
Yeah.
And it was about Liverpool is Burning to me, what it was like with that scene. And we'd have like moments of sections where there'd be 2 bitchy voguers and there'd be like a drag element and stuff like that. But we created like a strong element of a fusion of present and past.
Mm.
And then in 2008...
Was there a reason for why you wanted to have that present and past?
Because I wanted to bridge the gap for me. So I was able to explore my gender bender, shall we say.
Okay.
Yeah, which it has different names throughout all the decades and stuff. What it's about when you explore how you are, not sexually, but with your... Is it sexually? It's not sexually.
I suppose fluid, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
whether you're androgynous.
Yeah.
That's what we called it
Yeah.
before, isn't it? When you're playing, aren't you? You're 1 minute, you know, you might be masculine, or then you'd play with feminism, and then you'd float, you blend.
And I think what it was is because House of Suarez and the style of voguing that we do wasn't femme, it's more new way and old way, which we can go to in a bit. But I wanted to explore why people, because I was quite a masculine dancer, I wanted to play around with what makes me masculine, what makes me feminine. So that's when I started learning point work, and I started doing like point in corsets, voguing, and I wanted to sort of juxtapose the two, where I wanted the straight mind to be unable to break me down and to see what they got from that. Like, is he masculine? Is he feminine? Are they gay? Do you know what I mean? It's
So you quite enjoyed that kind of... they couldn't quite work it out.
Well, I think when you are sort of comfortable in your own skin, and whether you're gay, straight, or in between, I think you find an openness of how you accept people, but there's still a majority of people who don't, and I found it really easy to work with my art in that way and sort of get that that impression out there.
And do you think that came with... Sorry to bring it up again, but age, it came with wisdom, and it came from living in quite a few different cities and understanding different ways of sort of living.
Yeah, I think it also comes from the fact that I was also brought up in a very, very rough area of Liverpool, council estate level, where, as you said before, I've got dual heritage. So I was brought up in a very toxic, homophobic, racist area. Do you know what I mean? And the weird thing was, I never got any homophobia at all. Nothing at all. But I used to get racial. And it was like, you don't even know what my background is. But because in the summer I'd go tanned and dark, anything that wasn't just Caucasian in the summer, yeah, it was... So I dealt with that part. Well, I didn't deal with it. As soon as I turned age, I was like, I'm done with this area. This postcode's gone. Do you know what I mean? So there was a lot of me exploring that part, but being gay wasn't really something I felt I was bullied about. So as I moved forward, I just found being back in council estate area, you couldn't wear what you wanted to wear. No, and you
absolutely
can't.
Not.
You sort of conform to their normalization of what life should look like and what you should be wearing, and that's fine if people are like that. But when you start exploring yourself as an artist, and you've worked with so many amazing people, or you're learning of people constantly, it gives you the confidence to be able to want to break out of that and go, I want to try that. Or even if it's just an outfit, or I want to try this, do you know what I mean? And as you said, I've worked around. So working around, you see a lot of free spirits who actually do that. So I found that House of Suarez was a vanity project when I first set it up, because it was my platform to explore that world.
And do you think by creating that kind of gave you a sense of power? You know, a couple of the guests we've always gone into the industry. You know, they have power over you, isn't it? You're told what to do, when to do it, how much you're going to get paid. But when it's your own, it's kind of your own way of kind of, you know, being you and exploring that, because it's safer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also your own playground as well, isn't it? So I think what you do is you manufacture your own community again. So even though like we're part of like a community, whether it's a gay community or a straight community, as you know yourself, when you set up your own work and your own job, what happens is you take a position in that world, and you're able to sort of sculpture and play around and explore, and then you start working with people within your under your own umbrella, where you're able to exchange idea and concepts. So things will always, if you've got that openness, then that hive mind explodes and falls out of itself. Do you know what I mean?
If you were to go back to Darren from the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Because Liverpool was very different before. I always say that before City of Culture. That was my experience. But if we were to go back, is there any advice that you would have given yourself with everything you know now? Maybe things not to have done or to do more of?
I think I would have said no more to stuff. I said, well, I mean, to be honest, because I was only thinking about this a couple of months back, and I said yes to everything. I was taking all the work on. I wanted to try everything.
Yeah.
And I think then I got to a point where I nearly had burnout. And I was like, right, okay. And then I started going, right, I'm going to stay in my lane. This is what I want to do. I wish I did that sooner. Do you know what I mean? To refine those skills that I've gone, right, okay, that is me, that's me. That's not so me. But not explore the way I did too much. I refine that so I could be more perfect in those lanes of like, oh, well, I've realised that the company needs this, or I need this, or actually that's not going to work for me. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's loads of other stuff I would have said as well, but that's just one.
So speaking of which, how did we met? Now, I asked you this question before. I remember how we met.
Well,
that's because I was in awe of you. I thought you were just like, wow.
Was it the college?
No.
Was it the gay scene?
It was. No, you still can't remember.
Remind me.
So I first moved to Liverpool when I was just turning 16, and I decided, I don't know how I knew about the Lisbon, because originally I was from Sheffield, and I went to the Lisbon by myself, and you were really nice to me.
Okay.
And you could tell that I obviously wasn't from here. And then you brought me over, and then we were talking. You introduced me to all your friends, and you were lovely. And then, you were really nice.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw you in the college.
Yeah.
And that's how I met you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice story.
It was really nice. You were my first friend when I first moved here.
It's just the way you said it before. You went, well, I remember. I'm thinking, oh my God.
No, it wasn't bitchy. It wasn't horrible. It was really nice. And I thought you were absolutely lovely. And then I used to be like, oh, it's Darren. Yeah.
Oh.
And then I saw you, and then I was working at Liverpool Sixth Form College. And then, you've always been a bit of not an idol, but I've always looked up to you.
Oh, that's sweet.
So, yeah. So talk to me a little bit about some of the challenges you've had.
As in, like,
I just think from, let's talk about now. What's some of the challenges you've had? Because you're quite established. Well, I wouldn't say quite established. You are established in what you do. You're really clear of what you want to achieve and where you want to move to.
Yeah.
But what has been some of the challenges you've faced?
Okay, I mean, there's been a period of time when lockdown happened and the whole BLM thing happened as well, which opened up a real surprising keyboard warrior world where people just wanted to have an opinion about everything and come at you with the safety being behind a screen. So House of Suarez started getting under a little bit of pressure and scrutiny for the fact that we do a Vogue Ball, but you've got straight people doing it, you've got white people doing it, you've got this. And I was like, okay. And then we didn't get that much of it, but social media was going off a little bit. And I was one of my colleagues who was my fundraiser, it was getting underneath his skin. And I was like, well, don't let it come underneath his skin because we're not doing nothing wrong. I believe in what we're doing. It's right, do you know what I mean? But a couple of people that were in my life as people that I knew and classed as friends were on that gravy train. And I was a bit like, oh, okay. So I then had to meet with a friend and said, why are we getting this? And she basically sat me down. She was like, well, what is it that you, she went, I know what you do, but what is it that you do? And I was like, well, we do this. We create an inclusive space. We're not ballroom. We celebrate as culture. I feel like for somewhere like Liverpool, we can't just be a strict ballroom scene. I mean, it probably can with someone else, but for us, I want to bring everyone together. And I feel like we succeeded in that. And she was like, yeah, and that's completely right. She went, but where does it say that? So then one of the challenges was like, actually, I need to say what's on the tin. Do you know what I mean? So we had to do a whole revamp with the website. We had to make sure that our statement is out there and stuff like that. So there was a lot of learning curves because what happened was, even though, as you've just said, we are established and we've got a decent reputation. We deliver great work, and I feel like we've making a change. Do you know what I mean? And we're doing something good. So it was a question of going, actually, I need to now change my peripheral again and start looking at the bigger world and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a challenge, because you could take something like that as a personal attack. Do you know what I mean?
It did feel like a bit like, as a person of colour, I face the you're not doing enough, and actually you feel like going just by being me is enough.
Yeah.
So you're actually doing enough, and
the thing is, sorry, I just interrupted.
No, go for it.
What is it? What is enough? And then what are you supposed to do if you're offering a platform with those safety measures in place, and you can't drag people to it. You can't try and push your mission statement down people's throats if they don't, you know what I mean? You just create awareness and allow that, as I just said before, to mutate out. Well, if that, like as you said, you've done the ball as well. Do you know what I mean?
We had our debut. We didn't win, but yeah, we had our debut.
It was hot. But you've got someone like Ricky Beadle Blair,
yeah,
who was there constantly reminding people.
Constantly, and I followed his career for so long.
Yeah. His mentorship scheme and everything else and how he empowers people is incredible. Do you know what I mean? And that was one of the things that came into light when we were getting challenged about what the house was. Because they were like, you don't say this at the event. Ricky spends 45 minutes in every single event going through the history,
absolutely,
where we've taken it and why it is the way it is, what we do. So that was something that I've been very mindful of moving forward. Do you know what I mean? I'm making sure that we're able to not steer off and feel like we're being pulled pillar to post from people's opinion, but to stay in our lane and sort of stick to it and stay strong. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And I think lots of organisations try to then all of a sudden be completely diverse, and we'll hire this person and do this and change this and completely change the fabric. Well. Yeah, and completely change the fabric. But actually, now they don't know what to do with it, and issues have now been created because they've just tried to change a fabric without any of the foundations in place. This
was something that also came up because obviously we've had a really successful run in Manchester. We were there for, I think it's about 14 years now, and every time I've done an interview for any platform regarding the ball, they go, "Which one's your favourite, Liverpool or Manchester?" And I go, they're both very different. I said Liverpool is somewhere where I feel like the ball's more needed because we don't have any queer platforms. We don't have any of them. You know what I mean? Pride could be better. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's still a charity though, isn't it? So,
yeah, but then Homotopia has not been going for 2 years now and stuff like that. So there isn't any organisation being offered or available with creativity or anything like that, other than us at the moment along that road. And we're not funded. Do you know what I mean? We literally just do it off our own back. And I think people forget that. They see the scope and the size of how we look, we blow everything up and how successful our events are. But it is only one person doing it with a team of people who are project based. But in Liverpool, the statement is real because we want people to understand that we're all normal. Everyone's exactly the same. Everyone's human. Do you know what I mean? While Manchester it's got a queer eye. It's got so much queer
it's historical
theatre.
though, isn't it?
Is.
It's, Canal Street, the village.
Yeah.
It's been established for, a few decades.
Yeah. So the audience that come there are just like, they're looking at it, enjoying the show. While the feedback I always get from Liverpool is like, I never knew this existed. And I still get this to today.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? I've been, obviously we have seats at the ball as well. I've seen people in their 70s sat next to trans, and someone's dad has seen someone else. And it's like, the demographic is completely insane when it comes to Liverpool. And I think that's a really special thing, not being able to put a demographic or to bottle that. It's to sort of understand that everyone's accepting in the space. And as you know, for the first time yourself, that love around that runway is insane. People are just there to cheer on.
Absolutely.
Even people who are beginners, people who are not voguing, who are just walking in a category or something for the first time. It's all from love. And also it's Ricky that helps paste that together. And paper mache, excuse me. But
Do you want some water?
oh yeah, but
It's not a one shoot.
but going back to what you said before, which is the tokenism and stuff like that. When it came to feedback, some feedback from Manchester, they were like, "There's not enough black houses. How can you call it a Vogue Ball?" Da, da, da. It's like, what you've brought in a Liverpool event. The demographic of people of colour in Liverpool is minuscule compared to the ones in Manchester. And I'm certainly not going to go round
As the Pied Piper.
Do you know what I mean?
There's a bit of a martyr going around collecting black people and black dancers.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
absolutely
that's not what this is about. And even when we were funded by the Arts Council for a good few years, and they said you need to think about being more diverse. I'm like, but you have to understand Liverpool.
And I think you're totally right. You know, as Melt, we are a black-led, diverse dance company, but not all our dancers are of colour.
No.
But so we look at the diversity as where you're from and your background and, you know, your social and economic and all those kind of fabrics. And because it's just not the one to go around Toxteth collecting all the black kids. You know,
you know what, the way you say it, we're laughing, but it is
no,
so...
but that's sometimes I've seen it happen recently since I've been back, where companies are actually purposely doing that, and you can spot it a mile off. I like to think, and you're the same, that you offer something that you are welcome to be here, and I will champion it, but I'm certainly not going to go around with a banner.
I know. A paint chart, okay, maybe.
Yeah, and just to tick that box for the Arts Council, which kind of, that's one of my big
so when we did the Arts Council and we got the funding, we were able to look into setting up QT Park houses, which then set up their own house, and they do their own thing now. So they're very successful. They still perform. Some of them have gone on to work in London, remain in the house, stay in Manchester. So that funding worked. It just doesn't mean it has to platform in the Vogue Ball.
It has, and it has to evolve.
Exactly, it has to spill
changing,
out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then we had neurodiverse artist, and we were working. We created the House of Curio, and that was great. Do you know what I mean? And it was there was challenges with that, but we were able to overcome them, and we found ways and methods, and we got the practice safe together. But then as soon as the application changed and our Arts Council sort of stopped, those houses had to flake away, because you have to then become what it is. But I still feel that the ball still shows a beautiful umbrella or rainbow of what Liverpool's community is about. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Speaking of which, so diversity obviously is a big passion of ours, and you've created something wonderful where people can kind of come and be celebrated and kind of learn, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the dancers are celebrated, but the public are learning at the same time.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, and we've touched upon this on with another guest, but as a person of dual heritage, you know, living in Liverpool on the gay scene, I think that's an interesting story. So talk to me a little bit about how you've experienced that, or if anything.
Again, I partied too much in Manchester's gay scene, so it was always very mixed there.
Okay.
And my friends have always been very mixed heritage. So Liverpool, to me, coming back, obviously I hang out with my dancers. Now I'm older, I just socialise with small groups of people now. I don't really embrace, and I'm probably out the loop about how the gay community is nowadays. Do you know what I mean? There's been a real major shift of popularity with our gay scene now, because not many people go out. It's the older generation, because we've liberated the gay community to be able to go into town and do whatever the hell they want to do. Do you know what I mean? So if I go out now, I'm just seeing people who are my age, and I'm seeing people who I can, oh my God, do you remember back? You know what I mean? So it's more of a catch up. So I don't really know about our community that much anymore.
That's a shame. Maybe that needs to go on your to-do list.
Probably, yeah.
Daytime drinking.
We don't have a gay scene open in the daytime.
Yeah, do we?
No.
I'm talking like I go out all the time, and I literally don't.
No.
I suppose that's the Manchester-London mentality, isn't it? You can just go out during the day and still feel comfortable.
And this is where I feel the Liverpool gay community is low on the ground. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, I'm not really into club anymore. So you're not going to get me in boudoir. You're not going to get me into Navy. You're not going to get me into G-Bar or OMG.
For someone who's not been out for a long time, you seem to know the names, just saying.
Of course. Got to keep some finger on the pulse.
I still like the Lisbon. We were talking about the Lisbon with another guest, and it's still a bit of a home vibe.
Yeah. See, the Lisbon and the Masquerade are my go-tos because I remember Phil and Jeff from the Masquerade back in the day. They were my family. Eileen from the Lisbon, she's family. And also, they support the Vogue Ball as well.
Yeah, they really do.
Do you know what I mean? They financially support it by sponsoring, which really goes and supports the artist. Do you know what I mean? So,
do you think the gay scene has supported the dance scene in Liverpool?
No.
Interesting. Go on.
Well, I've not really seen. Well, I don't know actually. I'm
in terms of maybe a safe place to go, or do you think it's completely different.
Okay. Again, I'm comparing it to Manchester because I feel that Manchester is a safer place to be because
we can't get home then.
Exactly.
We'll get there on the train, but getting home, forget it.
I know, but I just feel like Liverpool's gay community, especially in the nighttime, is very mixed.
Okay.
And when you mix drugs and alcohol together in that environment, and you're talking like Heaven Till 7, and you see some of the messes that are falling out of those bars, that's not really going to make sure that young gay lads can go out, or gay people can go out and be wherever they want to be, because they've got to face that fear when they leave and going, oh my God, I'm getting snarled at. Do you know what I mean?
And you don't think it's, no, go for it. And you don't think it's, have a sip of water, rather than me asking your question. And you don't think that's changed at all, or just still think?
I've not seen anything put in place to feel like that's acceptable. Do you know what I mean?
It's only, safe in the bar, outside, free reign.
Yeah. But even in that, I have been in one of the bars in town, because I'm not naming shaming, but I've seen girls swipe at gay lads when they've been on the dance floor.
Really?
Yeah. So, and that's only a few months back. Do you know what I mean?
That's such a shame.
And it's sort of one of the reasons why I'm not really keen to party and socialise. I'm quite happy to be an afternoon drinker and see my friends and be home by 11.
8 for me. Then no hangover in the morning. It's gorgeous. Have you got tickly throat?
Yeah.
It's because you're talking.
It's probably too much. Okay.
Right. Before we go into something fun, can't wait. What's your biggest gripe in the dance scene? What's your biggest gripe? So you're a floater, I would say now, aren't you? Rather than just heavily Liverpool. But what's your biggest gripe in the dance scene?
In Liverpool?
Yes, please.
I've got a couple, actually.
Oh, fabulous.
But I'm not going to say one.
Oh.
Do you know what? It's not actually a gripe. I mean, I just feel like I don't feel like I'd like to be a bit more knowing about what our community is looking like now, the dance community. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it's got 24 Hope Street and stuff, and we've got organisations like yourselves. But
still going.
Yeah. I just don't feel like the people are fearless enough to talk and come together. I don't feel like there's a coming together of anything anymore.
We tried.
I think a lot of people try independently, and there's no like safe space where all people could come in and go, right, we've got this on the table. Do you know what I mean? I know people have tried it, and
I tried it a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm not trying to be miserable when I say it, but I've been to many different forums in the past, not anymore, because I've just given up in a way, about where they go, right, we're all doing this. We need to create a network. We need to create a hub. We need to create this. And I'll just put it this way: House of Suarez still works alone. I think we work alone because we have conversations just happen, and they just happen. Nothing comes from it.
Such a shame, though, isn't it?
It is. It is sad. I mean, like, obviously, I'm starting to put my feelers around, and I'm in talks with partnering with CIC House. I've been going to the LGBTQ plus network.
I've done some training at CIC House, you know.
Did you?
I did a whole week's worth of training to do some voluntary work. It was really good. It was really good, yeah. really opened my eyes.
Yeah. So Wherein talks about maybe working with their refugees and giving them some focus and some creativity and bringing together of them people while they're in the city. Obviously, the government move people around all the time, but giving them an opportunity where they can create. It doesn't have to be through dance. It could be through makeup. It could be through music. Do you know what I mean? Working with them to understand that we could create something together. And
a sense of freedom.
And I also, they're 40 years this year, so we're looking at maybe them doing something, they're doing something in June, like a big show. And then if they're still around, they can enter the Ball. Do you know what I mean? Because the Ball is that platform. And I think, especially with refugees, they're traumatized, some of them, do you know what I mean? And then some of them come to terms with being HIV. And so that isolation alone could be is crucifying. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like when I was talking to See Your House.
And I'd say there's not enough information about that.
Yeah. Well, I think they're trying to change that now. They're trying to be a little bit more, a lot more proactive about like people's awareness and getting information out there. And then I was talking with the LGBTQ plus community, the network, and it was nice to see so much going on, but there's still doesn't really have that much creativity stuff. There's a lot of organisations going on helping the queer community, but I still don't see
One Knowsley.
Yeah. I mean, I work with them.
Yeah.
So I did their Pride, and we're doing it again this year. They support the Vogue Ball as well. Do you know what I mean? And I like what One Knowsley stands for as well. So it's they are there. But maybe it's just time. Maybe people are just overworked and they don't have that time to come together. But when it comes to our community, our dance community, I just feel like we're missing out on a clue there where things could come together, and it doesn't always have to be who's the best and who's this. Do you know what I mean? It's about like.
And do you think that's just a Liverpool thing, or is that national?
I'm gonna say Liverpool for now. I'm gonna say Liverpool for the fact that we've had a very successful dance community in the past. Do you know what I mean? And it just seems to have dissolved a little bit. And I'm not saying there's any gatekeepers in place, but there was like, I think those people who were the gatekeepers in the city, they've gone. But I think what's gone with them, which I don't believe in gatekeepers, is also the opportunity and the environment for people to be able to get involved in as well. So, I mean, as far as Manchester's community, I mean, there's loads of dance companies there that are doing really well. They are way more financially viable with Arts Council there.
Really?
So they get that funding. Do you know what I mean? London scene,
there's enough people to either be funded or actually commercially viable, isn't it?
But also we need to remember that we're the end of the railway track. we're not transient. We're not a transient city. So what helps a city have progression is that people are traveling in and out all the time. And it's a thoroughfare of different people and different minds. You come to Liverpool because you come into Liverpool. You don't stop off in Liverpool before you go somewhere else.
No, you don't.
Do you know what I mean?
You visit and the tourism is incredible.
Exactly. And I think if like going back to what you said then, like I teach at Liverpool. I've been there nearly 20 years.
God, 20 years.
I know. But
the Botox is working,
Darren. Oh, don't. I told you I sleep in vinegar. But it's like, I'd love some of them artists to be able to stay in the city and create, because some of them just want to set up their own companies and explore the way they move and explore who they are as individuals. But it's not viable for them in the city. So unless you've got like a businessman like yourself and go, right, I'm going to do this now.
No, thanks.
No, but you have. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful that you're starting to reap the rewards now. You're going, oh, see this and this is happening. This is, do you know what I mean? That's brilliant. So when you graduate, you want to be like I was. All I wanted to do was spend a few years exploring who I was and tying those loose ends up and going, oh, now I'm this artist and now I'm that artist. And Liverpool's financially viable to be able to do that, but I just don't think it's accessible enough. I think there should be a hub or somewhere that people could actually become part of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think everyone that knows me is going, tagline, Right, I think we're going to have a bit of fun now. You ready?
Okay.
So this is our wheel. I still don't have a name for it. maybe you can come up with a now.
Oh, okay.
So, and then we have some music. So we're going to click it. It's going to spin, and then it's going to land on a theory or a move card.
Okay.
So good luck.
Oh God, here we go.
Yay! Oh, my little music as well.
A move.
So you get to choose one of these lovely laminated cards. Let me just see. Oh no, is that the one? Is that the move card? Oh yeah. We've got loads of moves. Here we go. Are you ready?
Okay.
Choose. That took ages to laminate these bad boys. What is it? What is it?
Like you're spinning in a tornado.
Okay. I'm sorry, Blake, if we break anything.
So just stand up and do this.
It's up to you. You can do it on the sofa. You can do anything. It's your interpretation.
Can I just do in terms of dance and just be like this?
It's up to you. Should I do an action?
Yeah.
Which camera are you going to look in? Okay, you ready? Yeah. Action.
Oh, I can feel the. Oh God, that's put my neck out and everything else.
Okay.
That's all you're getting.
Okay, that wasn't Katrina. Hurricane Katrina.
Hurricane Darren. Very mild.
If you haven't finished, everyone has to do it 3 times.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Another move.
It's rigged.
I would have worn me leg warmers if I knew I was doing this.
Oh, I tell you what I did see on the weekend was the old-fashioned block trainers. Do you remember?
Oh, God.
The trainers with you put your leg warmer or your knee pad over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when I did ballet, I used to wear hot pants, leg warmers, and my ballet shoes.
Of course you did.
I did.
Of course you did. Nothing on top.
No, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Minuscule.
You gonna go for that one?
Okay. Can you show us 2 moves that look similar but feel totally different to perform?
Ooh, that's very contemporary.
Well, if I'm doing this, I think you need to do it with me because you need to tell me if they feel different.
I'm really sorry, but I'm having a hypo. I need to stay sitting because, I might need some insulin.
Okay. It'll have to be Vogue.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Go for it. But remember, you need to be in the camera.
Okay.
All right, okay, I'll move this out of the way. Oh, I'm so excited. Do I need to say action? Is that helpful?
You can do.
Okay, yeah. We'll put some music on this as well in the edit. Okay. Action. She made it look so easy.
Now I've got to do another way, haven't I? Oh,
Yeah.
Is that right? No, that's fine, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you got to do it the other way.
The other way? Reverse that? Are you crazy? Okay.
That's what you'd say to one of your students.
It'll have to be contemporary one. So
Okay.
it'll be more like, That was a different way of
That was lovely. Well done.
Oh.
Okay. Are you getting a bit of a sweat on?
sweat on. Bra
last
sticking
one.
in and everything.
Your bra strap.
Bra strap is done.
Unclipped. Right, one last time. Here we go. Oh,
Damn it.
What a shame. So this is
Got
where
to get the vinyl out then and everything.
This is where you need to put your fellowship to good use. Yeah.
Oh, God.
No AI. Here we go. You need to read it out to people.
In your opinion, what is the role of rhythm in movement?
They're so deep, aren't they? Now, a 4,000-word essay, please. Underpinned. Underpinned with citations. Thank you.
Oh. How do I answer that?
In your opinion, what's the role of rhythm in movement, yeah?
Well, it depends because, obviously, the rhythm is actually the glue between the pieces of movement together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But contemporary, though, does it... It's up to you. How you
Well,
answer
there's
that.
2 different ways because I find that so I've got if you look at contemporary and Vogue for me, Vogue is to a beat, so it's very stagnant, it's very sharp.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've done is I use rhythm and I actually make it more flow. So I actually take rhythm and link the house beat. So instead of it just being boom, 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 I actually flow through it using the rhythm. So if I'm using a house beat, if I'm creating music, I'll put a really classical rhythm going through or something, and I'll try and vogue within that, so it feels like it's seamless.
Good.
Like an infinity kind of vibe.
2-1.
Oh, okay.
That was a 2-1.
All right.
Yeah, really good, babe.
That was just an example, but yeah.
Did you underpin it though, Harvard reference?
Don't even start me now.
When have you got marking to do?
Well, we're done. Yeah, I've only got the show now. We've got our third year show.
Nice.
So as I said, we've got.
Are you allowed to? Oh, hold on. Are you allowed to sneak peek? Because it's always hush hush for ages, isn't it? Of what what it's about, the theme.
The third year show.
Because it is amazing. The Lipa third year shows are incredible.
Yeah, it's basically about portals through different dimensions. So, and Andrew Hall does a really good job. We bring all the freelance choreographers in, and they all create the sections. But yeah, it is really mind blowing. But the thing is, unfortunately, I'm marking it.
Oh.
So
weren't you marking it last time I saw you in Lipa?
Yeah. But so I've got like a what's it called? A screens like filter where you can't see in, because I've got to mark it while I'm watching.
Of course.
So people are not distracted by the light. So I have to watch it about 2 or 3 times. Because the first time I've got 5 students, I'll mark them. But I'm like this.
Yeah.
Walk around with a neck brace by the time the show's finished. So I go and see it the second time, and I'm still watching those people, but I'm able to enjoy the show. So when I enjoy it, it's really nice and to see all those sections flow together, do you know what I mean?
And see students blossom, isn't it? When you've seen them from year 1 to they're just about to break into the industry.
And that's one of the things why I love teaching there, because we've only got a small cohort of like 32, but we're able to sort of nurture and get really heavily involved in their journey. So watching them in first year, like being complete like babies, do you know what I mean? Just moving away from their hometown to come to us, to see how they start to progress and explore themselves as artists and human beings. By the time they get to third year, you're like proud parents.
You've invested so much, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they've invested back, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they're there for the full 3 years, you've met each other halfway by then, haven't you?
And the turnout of people who go straight into like really amazing jobs is incredible. And your job's done then, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And I think you need to, I get a lot of pride. I'm sure, and like the rest of the team do, we get a lot of pride knowing that those kids we've given them as much as we can.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
That's the whole point.
It is.
I think.
Definitely.
Okay, one last question we tell everybody, but yours might be slightly different. The big question is always Liverpool versus London in terms of dance, but yours might be different. It might be a different city.
Why? Explain what you mean.
So we have a lot of kids or a lot of emerging artists or ones that are still training. The gripe is sort of London versus Liverpool and the stresses of having to go to London to be seen and things like that. Or some people still have a real heavy heart with London, and that's the best place to be for dance. Whereas in Liverpool, some people are really passionate about Liverpool and dance. So I ask everybody the same question of, what's your thoughts between the two?
Do you know, I think obviously I still talk to a lot of my dancers because what I do is I usually house 2 or 3 dancers from Lipa, and I train them up for free in the house. They perform and then they leave to move on to whatever they want to work.
Just describe a house.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So House of Suarez is called a house because it takes it right back to the 70s and 80s, where voguing was a style that was created by disenfranchised children from Black and Latino and trans culture. And these kids were kicked out of home. Society didn't want them. They turned to drugs and alcohol and prostitution. They were literally dying on the streets. And no one was doing anything for them. They were getting HIV. They were dying. They were just being forgotten about. They were just numbers to some people. And the trans community and the drag culture and the drag community as well, who were older, couldn't see this going any further. So they took them into their homes and gave them a bed, fed them, but then it became a bit of a system. So like these kids were finding their feet. They'd go out and work. They'd bring money back to the table. It became their home. And so moving forward with the whole ballroom community, they were called houses. So houses can be would be named after the matriarch of the house, whether it be the mother or the father. So mine's Suarez. So I sometimes class myself as the mother more than the father, even though I'm not a trans or a drag queen. I just feel like that the mothers have more power in the house than the fathers. Do you know what I mean?
There's so many levels we could go there.
But so houses, yeah. So that's where that name comes from, and I think it's stuck historically with the whole community of what Vogue Balls are about. But the artists, going back to your question before, a lot of the artists that I see, they travel around the country. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like the demographic of dance versus Liverpool, Manchester, London, or Leeds, or wherever. I think London, I've realised that they're breaking out of that a lot more. They're looking for cheaper places to be able to create work as well, and they're looking at the fact that London is saturated with dance and movement and classes and accessibility to that, but it's also a lot more expensive as well. So we've been working, like, we were supposed to be working with Head Candy, who's Funky Love. We're doing a concept video for them.
Wow.
And their video was going to be in Hull. Literally Hull. And it was like, oh, okay. So do you know what I mean? So I don't feel like there's anything, it's not as the epicenter of it used to be. Like London, like if you went in London, you were not going to work.
That's what it was when I was around.
Do you know what I mean? It was when I was around. I was like on the train constantly.
Yeah.
We'd be doing Richard and Judy, and I'd be on the train coming back. I'd be like, you'd have to be there at like 6 a.m.
Also, to get the training I wanted did not exist in Liverpool at the time.
No, it wasn't around.
No.
That's why I went to Northern as well. I think Northern Contemporary, because I fell in love with two of my friends were in third year, and I went to go and see their show, and I was like, I want to dance like that.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And also, another really important thing, because I was thinking about it the other day, is it was nice to see people who looked like me.
Yeah.
In the classroom. You know, that was really important.
And I can see it. And that's why when you said before about what my opinion is, I've been very fortunate that I've always hung around with people of mixed heritage. And I've learnt a lot of my fire from them. Do you know what I mean? Because they've had to fight for what they've got, do you know what I mean? And,
absolutely.
And I was always around people who were very successful, who had smashed it in what they do. And I was like a sponge. I just wanted to go, right, okay, I can take that. And you take the best of everyone, don't you? And that's how you learn. And you make sense of what's good for you. But I feel that I've learned so much about my heritage and even being even more super proud about it because everyone else around me who was mixed and black were very proud about theirs. So I think that didn't allow, but as I said, we used the word enabled, but I felt connected.
Oh, that's very arts council, that, isn't enabled. It? Enabler.
It's also feedback as well. I'm typing, I'm like, you've enabled. But yeah, I just feel like, I feel like even if you're a white dancer in training, you've got to mix with everyone from different creeds, different backgrounds, because there's a whole plethora of information and their way in, do you know what I mean? And
you're dancing someone's vision, really, though, aren't you? It's, you know,
the
choreographer, it's their vision, so you've got to be really influenced on lots of different, you know, platforms. Before we finish, could you give anybody some advice? So for somebody who's just starting out, they're from your hometown, you've seen it all, what's your advice to them? And I'm sure you give it to the same as Lipper, but we're not in Lipper. What's your advice to somebody starting out?
Starting out, I'd try everything in the city. It's not difficult to try everything. Everything's travel, but you could travel to anywhere in Liverpool and explore, try different things, network yourself, introduce yourself to people, be kind, be nice. Even things that you don't connect with, you'll learn something from. When things that you feel like you're drawn to, then pursue that and make them the best of you. Do you know what I mean? And don't be afraid to go wrong and fall over.
I say that all the time.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
is that the contemporary part in you?
No,
fall over,
no. I just
get
feel,
on the floor.
No, I just feel like I see a lot of, and not just lip. I mean, I just see a lot of us. I think we overthink as dancers especially when we're just starting out. You're dancing for yourself. You're learning choreography. You want to look the best, but then you also get that pressure of those people who are around you watching you as well. And I think there's a lot to be said for just owning who you are, your humanity in that. Does that make sense? And then like sort of, don't be afraid to ask questions. Take as many risks as possible, because as soon as you start going, right, okay, I'm going to be a professional dancer now, it changes. Do you know what I mean? I go out and I sometimes see people just being as stupid as they want on the dance floor. And I've had friends come to me, oh, you must be good. We must look all right, blah, 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 because you're a professional dancer. I went, no, I miss that freedom of just getting up and being bonkers. Do you know what I mean? But now I look at it and it's like a busman's holiday. I don't really dance unless I'm completely drunk and I'm with my friends, and then we just go a little bit stupid. Do you know what I mean?
Mine's always abroad. No, you won't catch me out on the dance floor unless I'm abroad.
But I mean, but it's like those moments are really special. So hold on to them, do you know what I mean? And sort of have fun with it. But also, if you're really serious about moving forward in it, is talk to everyone, network, try all your styles and see what sits with you. And if you'll find that if you are an open-minded dancer, you'll want to try them all anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because they'll all benefit you in some way or other.
Lovely. Well, thank you. Yeah, I've got no words. I really, really appreciate you coming, sharing your experiences, and just sharing your passions. It's palpable. You can feel it, and it's wonderful to see. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a wrap.